Hey, hello. So, my name's Sugi Yamagawa, and I'm just a regular guy VTubing my slow life hobbies in my 30s. So, today, it's been a little while since we've done some yapping and sawdust, so my apologies. But we're back for now, and yeah, so a little bit where we're at. So here is kind of the general build plans for the sawhorse that we're working on. We are getting very close to finishing this project. I know I'm not going to get 100% done just yet because I have a bunch of small mortises to cut, and not gonna lie, I'm a little on the nervous side about cutting those on stream. I don't know. I probably might cut one or two off stream and see how that goes. But yeah. So setting that issue aside, our first issue of business is going to be making that big, long middle beam that you see in the image here. But we're going to be using a 2x4. This 2x4 here. But our 2x4 is too large. So we're going to focus on taking a big 2x4 and making it very small, so that way it will fit in the mortises we've cut. And also, by making the 2x4 smaller, it also meant that I didn't have to cut as too large of a mortise. So, yeah. So we have to, and literally we have to make that piece. I still have to make my connecting materials, but I don't know. I don't know for sure how I want to go about making those, but I'll probably be making those off stream. Just because they're going to be like smaller pieces and stuff, and I don't like working with smaller pieces on stream and stuff. So, yeah. So, goal is to get this bad boy milled up, and then we are going to start working on our final big mortises on the big top beam that you see up there. So we're going to have two mortises that go into it. So let's bring that out. So let me grab a measuring device relevant to the units at hand. So this is a 2x4. Granted, it's not actually a 2x4, it's nominally a 2x4. So what we mean by that is 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And we need to take this piece of lumber and we need to turn it into something that is 300 millimeters across, which, as you can see, we're not like super... We're pretty close on our like thickness, but it's our width that we've really got to do a lot of work here. And so we're just under like 9 centimeters across, and we need to reduce that to 6. So we're going to be doing a lot of removal along the long plane. So that's going to be that. And we're mostly going to be doing a lot of this work, as you can see, at the table saw, which this is, I think, the first time we've actually used the table saw here at Yapping and Sawdust. So one of the things I'm going to do, and just kind of talk about like the process of like sizing up a piece of wood. So we're going to remove a lot of material on it. Well, maybe not a lot. Probably like 30% or so. Reasonable amount. So I have lots of heartwood on one side. On this side. On my other side, I have sapwood that then transitions to hardwood. So I'm going to make my big cut on this side, and then I'm going to make a smaller cut on this side. I'm going to just make one quick light pass at the table saw, primarily just to like kind of like Because right now this is rough cedar, and I want to get it smooth. So, with that, let's get started. So, and actually, 1 second. Yeah, there we go. Okay, safety first. So, we're going to start by raising the table saw. I always put my piece of lumber next to it, just so that way I know I get just a hair bit of the blade over my piece of wood. So, so this way, when I'm running my piece through the saw, as little of the blade is exposed as possible. Other safety devices is going to include the good old handy dandy push stick, and actually remember to bust this out, a micro jig. So the micro jig's something I can just set on top, and it can something to help me keeps my hand up here and not keeps it away from the blade. So really great tool, really great safety tool. So we're gonna first start. Is that already unlocked? Yep, it's already unlocked. So I just want to get a thin pass stump here. And this is one I am just going to eyeball. Primarily because you just need to eyeball it. Because we just want to take a thin piece off on this side, and then I want to take as much of the sapwood off the other side. Just to get in the habit for future projects. It's not super critical for this project, but it's just something I want to develop more as a skill, looking at my lumber, deciding, okay, where's the best place to take material out of it to get it to where I want it, so that way I have something that's really nice to use. But let's get started. Ah! And once the blade stops, bada boom! Look how deep purple that is. That's wonderful. And actually, we're gonna grab a screenshot of that right quick. But yeah, so one reason why I specifically wanted to get like a nice long strip like this off the other side is because I really like using strips of like real thin like rips of wood like this for plant stake. Well, not plant stakes, but plant labels. So it's not seed starting season where I'm at just yet, but it's going to eventually be so. So this is going to be part of my prep for that. So that goes off to the side. That board, definitely real smooth. It's real pretty. Oh, and we need to figure out. I need to figure out, referencing off this side, how much to take off the other side to get it to my 6 centimeters. So that looks really, 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 really close. So I'm gonna walk that. That's good. So now when I piece through, the piece that will be remaining will be a nice even 6 centimeters. So there's our off cut. Our finished cut. But we got 2 shiny surfaces on it. I'm actually curious about something. Okay. Hey, push block. Okay. Okay, cool. So, now 6 centimeters across this plane. So we now need to reduce it on the other plane. So, that, we're gonna once again, a little bit of bugaboo now. Brandon. I'm not sure what I will exactly use this piece for in a project, but this is definitely like good scrap for another project. Oh. I now have to raise my blade because we're now cutting on a larger surface. This is also the reason why I narrowed it first, so that way I would have less height to cut. See, I've got tight space here in my blade and my... So I really want to make sure that I get that as like... basically reduce the amount of like stuff I'm trying to do. Don't be too ambitious about it. So, got that, okay. Whew. Okay. We had a whole lot of dust flying out of that. Like, a lot. Yeah. I'm gonna... So, I did have this hook kind of sort of hooked up to my dust collection, and... yeah, I wasn't expecting to run it a lot today, but after seeing how much dust was like flying back out, yeah, I need to run that. So. And where's my handy dandy remote? Okay, what am I gonna get with this? Hey. But hey, does that not look pretty? I think that looks very pretty. So, got a pretty good. We got one side done. We just gotta now finish the other side. Whew. Keepers creepers. Oh. Then, like that, we'll get. We have our 3 centimeter for the other side. Cool. Well, we've got our dust collection situation hopefully sorted out. Hopefully, no backblast like that happened on that one. And yeah, let's go have some fun. Woo. Okay. So I'm gonna hit dust collection. Just for a brief bit. Woo! Pretty colors. Oh man. This is gonna make some like really nice label sticks for seed starting stuff. I don't know about the first this one. Like some of this area down here is like a little too just like busted, but some of like this area down here would be like really great for that. Let's go look at our workpiece. Bang, look at it. It's all pretty. The bang, it's all pretty. Very pretty. Oh. There we go. We've got our piece of wood dimension down. We took it, we went from a 2x4 to 30 by 60, which actually I have not confirmed that it's indeed 3 centimeters across, but well, would you look at that? Pretty darn close. Maybe a little, it might be 29 millimeters, but whoop. Oh. What difference does 1 millimeter make to a silly American? Not a whole lot, but I also do kind of want to showcase like the size difference of how much we milled this down. So let me grab a 2x4. This is a standard 2x4. Here is our side-by-side. Ooh. But yeah. Milled it down pretty significantly. That there. And we're actually going to get our little... So, normally I'd be doing this at the workbench, and while I do have my table saw on casters exclusively for like use like for today when I want to move stuff around. Honestly, I just want to like finish out today here at the table saw. So put here. And now this is just to give me a work surface that lets me work on this and not break anything. Oh yeah, that's... Ooh. Yeah. But yeah. So now we can start marking out our mortises. Oh. Grab this, and we'll grab this. Okay. You know what? This is also very belated of me, but hey, I hope everyone's out there is having a good day. I'm having a good day. It's been fairly active, but not like overly so, and not anything like terrible. So, hope everyone out there is having a wonderful time with their life. Because life gets hard enough as is. So, I know the start of my mortise is going to happen at... I need to think about the thing right quick, because now that I'm thinking about this, I have this knot here. I don't want my knot there. So if I go to the other side, and the other side's not going to be much better. We're going to just have to stick with that. Stick with what we got going on here. That's just going to be how it is. Actually, can I... want to angle this. There we go. A little bit easier for me to work in. You can kind of see everything that's going on a little bit better. So my mortise is going to begin at 150 millimeters off the edge, and my mortise needs to be at least 60 millimeters. I think. Hold on one second. Let me grab something. Here's our workpiece. If I measure this, I'll know for sure. Okay, so for some reason or another, my workpiece is 66 millimeters long. Well, the tenon is. So I need to come here a bit further out past that. Actually, need to grab. Keepers creepers. The speed square. It lets me take a mark and make a little mark into a big line. I've got two big lines like this. And with these two big lines, distance between should be good. Oh. Next up is deciding the width of the mortise, because we now got like our height. Now we need to decide our other direction. So it's going to be 30. Well, actually, wait a second. Let me double check. It's like 31. It's close. I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to just be maybe a little bit generous with some of our marks. So I've got... So earlier, we decided that we had like 88 millimeters across. So 44 was our center. So I always mark off center. Well, face off center. Roughly there. And since we want to basically go 16 millimeters on each side, so that's 44. We want to take 16 away from 44. That would be 28. There. Then for our other one, we need to add 16 to 44, so that's actually that's 70? No, that's 60. Looks a lot better. Now all I need to do, square up my square and line. Got another line to make. And there we go. We've got ourselves a marked mortar. Well, marked area for a mortar. Yep. And yeah. Cool. I'm gonna drink water. I'm gonna need to drink a lot of water. The table saw black splashing sawdust was a little much. So I've got all my marking tools out and such. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark my other side. Mostly because if I'm already kind of in that mindset of marking, it makes it real easy for me to like batch out the rest of my marks. Because whenever I'm first marking anything out for a project, I'm always trying to think about just a hair. I'm always trying to like craft the vision for the project. And then once I get the vision crafted, then it's like, okay, I can start grabbing tools and actually start having some fun. But taking the time to make sure I have a clear vision is like very important to me. Mostly because when I have a clear vision for a project, it helps me like execute that project. Because measuring in woodworking is like ensuring you have good data when you're doing statistics. Because in statistics, they often say garbage in, garbage out. Well, if you don't go in with good measurements, you're not going to get a good project out of it. Things won't fit together or fit poorly, and you will be fighting the thing the whole time. Unideal. Yeah. It's far off that. Bring that one. And that's the great thing about marking is you can always check your work, and if you need to adjust, you can adjust. It's no big deal because you're just marking at that point. Boop. Boop. Okay. Cool. There's so much sawdust. everywhere. But hey, it's called Yapping and Sawdust for a reason. So we're gonna go ahead and start by making sure we hammer out our little, kind of get our little edges of our mortise defined with the chisel. And this is actually really important because when you first start like working and stuff, you don't want to put it in such a position to where you can't like work on it, or it's like poorly. Well, what it ultimately does is it helps stop the wood from splintering when you first start cutting and stuff, and you really want to avoid that. You don't want to have any wood splintering right off the gate. So you gotta be I gotta be a wee bit careful at this point and not hit my hand. Oh, I wanna. Don't move. Try this out. We'll try this out. I know like the more like side views better. Actually, you know, because before I was kind of optimizing this for the table saw portion of the day, but now we gotta focus on the you out. And yeah, that's an all right spot. Not quite as much of a side view, but it's kind of off to the side. So hopefully, when I get my Fastener bits out, which actually I'm gonna. Sorry, but I will forever, always be taking the opportunity. Grab next week's thumbnail day. So, if 1/8 seemed a little small. You know what? We're gonna go with the 1/8. Yeah, the 1/8 we've been using. I actually know the ultimate way to find. Oh, it's just measure the dang bit. Oh yeah. Yep. We have our bit to rule them all. Okay. What? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Grant, I really hope everyone out there is having a great holiday season. I hope the spirits are very merry with you, and I hope that you're also like me and have finished your Christmas shopping. Because, man, that's the least fun. That is certainly the least fun part about this time of year, is having to do Christmas shopping. Okay. I need a power source, and I am going to grab my table saw. Turn on. Don't need the power table saw anymore. Uh-oh. Yeah. Plastic thing. Cords from slipping out. All that fun stuff. Okay, so that's going to be roughly what we're going to do. Okay, this is a reasonable view. Whoop. Okay, so we'll just start off a little bit. Then take it off, just because I want to make sure that my bit is centered before I fully commit to before I fully commit to the cut. Woo. Okay. the okay. Uh. Okay. Little ways to go. Wow. Okay. So I have a smoky bit, and also it has been stop. So, oh. Nearly the full length of the bit. Woo! Okay. Woo! Should be first one done. Well, the first circle. We're gonna make two. So, one of the differences with the mortises that I'm cutting today versus what we did earlier in this build was these aren't going to be through mortises. They're just going to go partial way into the wood. They're not going to go all the way through. Isn't either my ends end? I don't like that. Okay. At least that's close enough for that, so. Whew. Ugh. Okay, so. Let's see if we can get one more done. Then we can start chopping. There we go. Basically, we're within our lines. So, go for it. I like how it's actually filling the other hole. That's kind of funny. Okay. In this out. Another time. And hopefully we can get rest of the way there. Yeah. Wowie. Because, I mean, I went through. And then also, I know based off previous times, the bit's not long enough to go all the way through. So, that should do it. Oh. Yay. Let's I really do like using my 3/4 chisel, so we're gonna really be using this chisel to check out the rest of the mortise. So now it's just gonna be bang, bang and cut all the way down. Granted, I'm a little bit more optimistic about how this is gonna go because, hey, got a little bit more experience versus the first time I did this. First time I was definitely more amateur. This time, I'm less amateur. I don't know if the mic is picking up how much everything rattles when I hammer, but it's definitely a rattling. Okay. Oh, wait. Might be doing pretty alright. And a part of me is a little on the nervous side simply because of the fact that this isn't a through mortise, so I can only work this mortise from one side. And that's the side I got right now, so little nervous about that. But hey, we'll just have fun, work on it, see what we get. You know, the usual. Because this is just good old yapping and sawdust. Ooh, yeah. Nice. And I'm actually curious about, because what I need my chisel to do go down a half, about 8. No. Okay. Great. I didn't like the sound of the rattling metal when I nearly banished my measuring stick to the shallow realm. Which, I don't want that. I like to use it. Okay. Yeah. Look at that. It's the beginning of a square hole. Oh. Yeah, we're definitely getting there. Definitely. Definitely think for the most part I got the right tool. And I definitely think when I get a little bit deeper into the, might want to bust out the half, just because that's gonna work. Granted, probably actually, it's just yeah, the 3/4 is really good for the broadsides, but it's not so good for the corners, because corners you definitely want like a smaller chisel that can fit in those tighter spots. Man, well, really just kind of committed to just doing that base. Still alone from this. You know? And when large stuff out, I have to get a little hammery with it. Oh. Ah. Granted, you gotta love cedar. This material carves very nice. I love it as a material. That, and it's also fairly rot resistant, but I don't need huge amount of rot resistance out of a garage project, because hey, garage project stays in the garage. Not like an outside project, like the Bat House. Bat House, outside application. Granted, it's still going well. It's going quite well. Definitely quite the reasonable amount of material found in here, but as you can see, we definitely have the fine beginnings of a mortise. But yeah, the corners are definitely going to be the hard part. There's only 4 of them, so it'll work out. I have a lot of confidence it's going to work out. It's just getting to that point is going to be fun and exciting. But no. But hey, I'm just a silly guy having fun on the internet. Whatever. Granted, definitely feel like I may have don't think I've done like really good like yapping. Definitely been a little too obsessed with trying to work on thing versus yap well. Granted, I suppose speaking of yapping, granted it's not particularly like yap focused, I guess. I did move one of my streams for this. Thursday stream is basically getting bumped to Saturday. Not Saturday, but Friday. Mostly because there is streamer to watch, and he's going to be doing his big Christmas stream on Thursday. I'm very much looking forward to that, and I'll be watching that stream. So I know I've been trying to be streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I gotta go watch my Yoshi on that day. And it's not like I'm anyone's Yoshi. That's fine. Cool. Just on the cusp of victory. I don't know. Really hard. It's actually really hard to see this one from my angle, so. I don't think we're quite there yet. all evenly, look reasonably evenly planted. Material out of there. Well, loose material. So, I gotta say, compared to where I started at the beginning of this build series, like I've gotten better. I definitely believe I've gotten better. So, grab this. Ooh, so it bottoms out. Okay. Well, it doesn't bottom out where I want it to, as you can see. I have a gap. So that's fine. It just means I've got a little bit more work to do. So, there's a ledge here. I've got a little bit of a that side. Definitely need to be working the bottom of this mortise more, which is going to be the tricky part, because that's the part furthest from me, and granted, well, fun fact, if I really, really, really want to, if I really want to do this option, I can take this option, and that is, I can always cut the 10 shorter, because as long as I have enough, it gets deep enough for me to, which I'd say even at like what we got now, which is probably 40 something. Ooh, okay, okay. Ow. Oh, yeah. Definitely. It definitely increases that on that side. Deep enough? I don't know. And we can always carve it out, test it, carve it out, test it. Rinse and repeat until we're there. Oh. And I take some material off this side. Ooh. That corner worked. Ooh. I find my fender. I think I made it. One of my hang-ups. Good. Really good. You know, yeah. Speaking of, like, streaming and stuff, I'm still very much behind on my, like, winter chores for stuff. Like, I've actually got my tomato cages still out in the garden. I have not brought my tomato cages in. I am atrociously behind on gardening chores. So I'm feeling a lot more optimistic about this, so give it a test. Ooh, 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 we are like, ooh. You know what? I call that good enough for, well, it's not government work, but it's garage work. Roughly the same thing. If I really want to, I make that. But I could probably, yeah. So, what we got going on here? We are a hair bit over our 6mm. I don't know. We're like 1 or 2mm over, so might want to shave this end down a little bit, and then bada bang, bada boom. That's a mortise. So we've got mortise number 2, but okay. Oh, so I gotta use the restroom, so I'm gonna throw up the BRB screen, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. Whew. But I'm feeling quite refreshed. But I am gonna take a swig of my water, because hey, water is important. Also, that's kind of like one of the, I don't know, the lesser fun things of YouTube streaming. You don't have as like many redeems as like the cool folks at Twitch do, but honestly speaking, from my perspective, I actually more genuinely enjoy being on YouTube. It's a more familiar platform to me. I'm not the type of person who really, well, for anyone here who's like seen the channel here, like I can enjoy my video games, but I'm not like the biggest video gaming guy. So, yeah. Okay, so what I want to do, try and kind of collect my mess a little bit. Yes. Right over. Gonna reset my little like mess I got. Least of all the big stuff. Gotta get all that big stuff out of the way. So we've got drilling to do. So we gotta drill 2 more holes, and then we can carve out the mortise, and honestly, we'll be pretty much done with stuff I want to do for like today in this project. So very exciting. And it makes me just want to get to it, so we'll get to it. Get to it and make sawdust. Yay! In the lines! I wanna go ahead and get that. Oh, empty. Got a little too much sawdust in it, and I also think I've probably been a little bit too aggressive with some of my hole drilling for this project, and probably have dulled this blade a little bit. So. I think I might give that a bit of a break. I only need to get more holes out of you. Well, finish this one out and then the next, so. Okay. So I want to do. Let's check on that. Make sure. Getting there. We're like really close on that, so just have to go at it just a hair bit more. And that is it. Well, hole number one on mortise number 2. Sorry about that. So, I'm gonna let my drill bit rest for a little bit, and me rest for a little bit. Because I've been putting a little bit too much effort into that drill. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little bit of time and define the borders of my mortise here. Ooh. And that's done. And for the loosely rattling metal around here. Okay. Hey. Last hole drill. Ooh. Okay, at least the start's good. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Making progress, making progress. That's... Whew. Jeepers, definitely not as far as the other hole. Wood feels a little bit moist to me. Got a little bit too much moisture in it. Okay. I think we're pretty close on that one. Ah. Yep. And the holes actually kind of connect a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So, we have ourselves build hole. Now it's time to pick up the rest of the mortise. Yeah. I am personally very excited to be getting close to the end of this project because, hey, this mortise I'm working on is the last big mortise I have to work on for this project. So very happy about that. Very also satisfied about that because, well, this has been a big project that's been taking place over a while. I still, so one of the goals is I do have to make 2 of these. So I'm kind of debating on what I want to do exactly for Tall Horse number 2. Like, do I continue with the Yapping and Sawdust, which I do apologize for my lack of yapping today. I'm still very much weak in my yapping skill. Especially, it's even more difficult for me while I'm trying to focus on doing something. So, definitely very challenging for me to do this, but I mean, also at the same time, that doesn't like change the fact that if I'm being like, I feel like I'm being 100% honest. I still feel like, yeah, I'm a little bit of a boring guy. At least as far as like an entertainer on the internet on this platform. I'm definitely boring. I definitely have a long ways to go as far especially when it comes to becoming like someone who's like reasonably entertaining, someone who can like work on stuff, talk about it. Granted, at least when it generally comes to like the power tools, whenever a power tool is in operation, the power tool deserves my utmost attention. I can't readily turn my attention away from it. So like anytime I've got table saw out, anytime I get my hand planer out, anytime you see those tools on the screen, I'm definitely going to be giving the tool the full serving attention that it deserves. I mean, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep myself safe, because even though I think I overpay for health insurance, I still don't want to have to use my health insurance. So. Down this corner. That one needs down more. Work on this sit corner here. But you know, I will slowly get better with like the yapping and stuff. I honestly what I would really like to do at some point, back when I did my just like relaxing around the fire pit stream, I definitely want to do more of like that style of stream where it's just like really like low effort, chill. Granted, I mean the cooking streams aren't really like a whole. They're not terrible by any means. I mean, goodness gracious, like a cooking stream is a lot more low effort than what I'm doing right now. And granted, the irony is that both the campfire streams, these streams are equally bad for my health. This one because of sawdust, and then the campfire streams because wood smoke. Because wood smoke is bad for you. Very bad. I keep seeing articles for like in the UK where people want to ban wood stoves because of pollution. And it's like, yeah, I get that. Granted, this is also, I can sympathize with that, but also on the other hand, I'm a person who wants to get a wood burning fireplace. Because right now I have a gas-fired fireplace at my house. Just this other cut on the end came out really well. That was done with the my miter saw, by the way. Get a little bit of hydration. Looking pretty good there. Move to the center. Basically, keep like rinsing and doing what we've done before. Because it seems to be successful, it seems to be working. I messed with a successful formula. Granted, today was, well, back on like the subject of like Christmas and such. I actually got my brother-in-law's his Christmas gift. Actually, literally came to the door like an hour before stream. Fix you, buddy. There you go. So it feels real good to be done with the Christmas shopping. And it's like, yay, that work's done. And now I can just... Well, I still gotta wrap my presents, which might be a thing I do. Yeah, if I move stream to Friday, that is the downside of moving stream to Friday. Is that I originally planning on spending Friday working on getting my presents wrapped, and now if I'm milling wood on Friday, then that means I gotta wrap my presents sooner. So that involves either doing it tomorrow, which might happen. Tomorrow's looking like the easy answer. Which is... But hey, ultimately I'm not on call this week, which is nice. Granted, that also let me focus. Granted, I really cannot complain about how last week's on-call week. Honestly, it was very light, and I didn't even have to go out on any calls. Sucks if I remember right. I don't even got any calls over the week. I definitely room to take off on by the way. Definitely have some room. Stuff to take off on that side of the It's me, or is it just a very common, like, human thing to just think about your own inadequacies a lot? I feel like I think about mine a lot. Granted, that's also kind of like one of my larger reasons for like wanting to improve myself is because, hey, I want to be a better version of myself than yesterday. But also, it's like, man, there's all these things I need to like work on. Being a better woodworker, becoming a better caretaker of a home. All those sorts of things. But you know what? Can't get better if you don't practice, and I'm at least practicing right now, so I'm actually practicing 2 things right now. Is that my problem, is that I just try to like do all my stuff at once, and that's why it blows up in my face? Being hard. Why that's being hard. Okay. Okay. So, I've been dealing with, what's been a little hard in this area right here. Well, I have a knot here. I have a bit of a knot here, and I think I'm dealing with like a lot of that knot wood. So, granted, the rest of it looks pretty good though. So I might have to just end up like really, really working that really well to get the result I want. But hey. I'm great. And also, speaking of stuff I did not initially intend, I didn't expect campfire cooking to become so much of what I do. Granted, I mean, because I like cooking. Ooh, I think. Ooh, wow. That is. This corner is going to be fun. But I have a hammer. I have a chisel. And I'm going to be having fun on it. And I get you beat into submission. Because I'm going to eventually win this. I'll have you know. Like I'm winning now. Ah. But it's also like another thought on like improving and stuff is, you know what? I don't have to improve right now. I don't have to get better right this instant. I can. Follow that already? Oh. A little bit of a. Shape it. Can't believe we got to the bottom of that already. Huh. What? I was taking for this one broadside area was just go with the smaller chisel. Smaller chisel puts the reasonable same amount of force, but in smaller areas. So you need to take like big chunks and stuff, or if you're dealing with like a particularly hard area, go to your smaller chisel. Go to your smaller chisel and be thankful that you did. Because there you go. Goodness. So, yeah, there we go. Good progress. Actually. Yeah. I grab those screenshots when I can, because you know what? Those screenshots make for easy thumbnails. Like the thumbnail for this stream. Was a screenshot from another Yapping and Sawdust. Reasonably accurately portraying what we're doing now. Granted, I think I was fighting it a lot more then versus now. Now this seems to be moving a lot smoother. And a lot... I have more experience doing this versus when I first started, like, doing this project. So, I mean, as far as like getting like a general overall vision and such for what I like do and what I want to do. Hit fingers. That's exactly what I... But like true progress. Especially when I can see. It's like some of my first mortises were terrible. Granted, I feel like if an actual carpenter saw my mortises, then they would shudder in fear. Like, what the hell is this Yankee nonsense? Me, I'll just reply, it's Yankee nonsense, don't worry about it. This is staying in Yankee nonsense land. I ate my garage, so... who cares, you know? Because... and also, speaking of... like... Christmas, festive times. I am planning on streaming on Christmas. Primarily because Christmas is like my ultimate free day. My ultimate freedom. It's like the day where I have zero obligations to the outside world. So, what better day to the stream than a day where I've got no plans to anybody at any place, anyhow. So, and as far as what I'll be doing, well, there's a certain boomer anime show, and in that show, a club does a hot pot for Christmas, the Christmas celebration, and I'm thinking about doing a Christmas hot pot. Is my thinking. Wowee! Okay, I think I need to put a bit more of a slope on that. But so far, this is looking test worthy. Ooh, okay. So, as you can see, we got a gap. It's fine. Yep. Go ahead and look. Thing is, I get spots other than this area needs to definitely be out. So, guess that's where I'm gonna start. Ooh. Maybe that corner was. Granted, there's also this one side where I had trouble. So. Be some of my issue. Wowee, it looks, I mean, look-wise, it looks really good. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. We are like close. We're really close. Definitely want to just anything that seems clean upable, clean it up. Do a little bit of stabbing in the corners, just corners well, because I do actually have a. There is actually another step to cleaning to before I set everything. Well, yeah. Before I like finally put everything in its spot. And yeah. Here. So close. Definitely not where I'm at as in terms of like a skill level. But as a guy working in his garage, I'm reasonably happy with this square hole in the piece of square thing that was originally very round. See what we get here. Being a little rocky. I mean, it's Brandon. Ooh. I mean, honestly, we just need to pull a hair bit more in. A hair bit more in. Be good. Granted. And for the like cut it a little. I'm gonna cut it going around both ways. It's a little hard to have that knot there. Cool. And probably not be doing more reason. Okay. So let's show you guys here. You can kind of see how the edges aren't as sharp as like the sides are. Kind of want to test that out and see how that does. That's going to give me a little bit. Ooh, that, I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so let's see here. Can I get you? Hell yeah. 2 mortises cut. And a piece of dimensioned lumber. I genuinely did not think I would get this stuff done in under 2 hours. I think the first time I was cutting mortises, it took me almost the better part. Gosh, I'm trying to think. Like, it was at least like 45 minutes, 50 minutes to cut a single mortise, and I feel like, especially if I can get like a good drill on them, it doesn't take as much time as it did take in like the beginning of this. So but yeah. So what we got left? Well, so where these 2 mortises are, there's going to be other mortises. These are going to be really small mortises. They're going to only be like 12 millimeter by 12 millimeter. And then there's going to be like a pin. I'm going to have to make these pins. That's going to go in them. And that's actually what's going to lock it together. These 2 mortises are going to get those pins. And then the mortises at the feet, those are going to get those small mortises and those pins. So I have 4 small mortises to cut, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I just don't feel like making those mortises right now. Granted, I am curious because my chisels are imperial. So, oh wow, okay. You know what? So, 1/2 inch, which is what this is really close to the 12 millimeter. So, I think when I go to do all my mortises, I'm going to be using the 1/2 inch, just because that's going to be, because if I use 1/2 inch, I can use a 1/2 inch drill bit, and then I can just consistently cut like my mortises. Well, that way I'm using both a 1/2 inch chisel and a 1/2 inch drill, so that will help me keep all that consistent. So that will be a good thing for, that's a good thing for me. Moving forward with that, also I do have the wedges that are going to be the things that hold this piece in place. I still gotta make those, so, and I gotta make the pins, which the pins, I'm wanting to make those out of oak. So here's actually the piece of scrap oak from the CD shelf project build. So I'm just literally just thinking about ripping off a piece, then cutting it into a whole bunch of small pieces, and then those small pieces will be my pins. And then that's the pins for that project. Yeah, I'm really close to being done on this. Sorry that I'm just gonna be perfectly honest. Like, I'm just not really feeling like up to task right now on getting it done like right now. I know I have like a lot of stuff going on. Well, I don't think I've got a lot of stuff going, but you know, um, but and also, and granted, I don't know if I want to finish this on stream or not. Who knows? I might like, it might be like a side thing on like a separate stream where I'll be like doing something else, but I might take like 20 minutes to a half hour to like actually like sit down and, well, not necessarily sit down. I've been standing this whole stream, and I usually stand during stream. It wasn't until I started doing the campfire streams that I actually started sitting down. I actually stand up for the gaming ones, fun fact. Yeah, but that's also just due to the nature of like my fun setup here. So let's see, we got that. Oh yeah, what was originally going to be Thursday stream is I bumped the Friday because I had scheduling stuff come up. So next stream on this channel will be on Friday. That's going to be lumber milling. So we won't be seeing Table Saw Coon here. We'll actually be playing on my other big giant DeWalt machine, the Lunchbox benchtop planer. So I'm really looking forward to actually milling up some lumber for on that stream because, well, one, it's a personal project for me, and also two, it's been a while since I've actually like done some lumber milling. And with this upcoming project, I'll be getting pretty low on my back stock of sassafras lumber. So probably going into like early next year, I will definitely be spending some time on the good old Facebook Marketplace and maybe occasional adventures over to the Craigslist site and see if I can't like find some like reasonably priced hardwood lumber, because sassafras I got that for like $2 a board foot. I think it actually got it for less than that. I think it was like $1.80 a board foot or so. So really good price on that. And I also like it when I can get like really good prices on lumber. Like I also cannot believe like these original boards that I bought for the CD shelf build. Holy snap, that was a hell of a deal on Marketplace, because I got like, because these are basically, they are 1 by 6 by 6 feet boards originally, and this isn't 6 feet long. I cut it down, but one of those boards at a big box store, one is like 35 some odd dollars per board. I picked up 9 for $80, so that was just mine. It was, admittedly was one of those deals I looked at and was like, this is on the edge of almost too good to be true, but it's backed up by a story. And I showed up and the guy seemed pretty legit. The wood was legit, and I was just like, okay. And I gave him his money. I got my lumber, and I was just like, wow. You can find some really great deals on the internet if you look. So, which, hey, for anyone out there who wants to figure out how to like find reasonably priced lumber, hey, resale sites are love. And also visiting your local lumber yard. For example, the cedar for today's project, all this came from a local lumber mill near me. Well, reasonably local. It was an hour drive away, but it was very well like, as you can see, it's very beautiful purpley cedar wood, and I also got a really good price on this stuff. So I am definitely going to be going back to that mill again, but that probably won't not be till closer to spring, probably like February, March. My sister, she wants me to help build some raised beds for her, because she had some, well, the previous owners of her home built some raised beds, and those are kind of falling apart. And so she's like, hey, can you like help me build new ones? And I'm like, sure. And it's also content for me. Hey, building cedar raised beds. Granted, there's a couple of other things I want to build. Granted, I do still have like, because I did overbuy in material of this wonderful material, so I wanted to make sure I had, because I wanted to buy some for like odds and end projects. For example, the bat box. That was kind of an odds and ends build, and also probably will be building some birdhouses, and I mean birdhouses in plural form because I want to build a couple different like kinds, so that way I can talk about how like how you can build birdhouses in different ways that appeal to different bird species, because different birds have different nesting requirements. I know a really popular style of birdhouse in my location is bluebirds, and so I definitely want to make a couple of those, and then I'll do some other research, because like for some of you, you might think, when you think of like a birdhouse and stuff, one of the like details you may notice about it is that there will be like a little like round peg near the entrance hole where like the bird goes in and out of the birdhouse. Some birds want that and other birds don't. So, and also like the size of like the hole and also the size of the box are also other things that will help, well, kind of like determine things for a bird, or whether or not, ooh, I want to like raise a family there. So I think that's going to be some fun stuff. Once again, I'm real sorry that I'm not the best at yapping while I'm working with tools. That is definitely a thing I need to get better at, but hey, that is also the reason why I'm doing this today, is to be like, hey, I'm not going to get any better if I don't practice at all. So let's see. It's a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Granted, I'm going to also be really thankful when these are done, because I definitely need more places to where I can set things. Granted, I also did buy, for a Christmas/birthday present for myself, I did buy some build plans over the weekend because they were on sale, and we're going to definitely be building at least one more piece of shop furniture from those plans. Granted, I'm also looking at my shop right now and the state it's in, and it's a bit of a mess and looks a little disorganized. I don't know, but I definitely want to add another piece of furniture, which I want it to be geared around my stationary belt sander, and it's also like kind of one of those like builds where you can like, where you have like two tools mounted on it, and you can kind of like flip it to switch between your tools. And then the other side, I want to have a drill press on. A drill press would have been really great today. I would have loved to have a drill press for today, but unfortunately, I just gotta use my muscles. So, unfortunately, that's that. And that's also another thing, is like when I yap a lot and also making all the sawdust, I gotta drink water. I gotta drink water like crazy. Especially considering the fact that I can literally feel like the itching in the back of my throat coming on for like when your throat dries out. So I feel like that's a reasonable amount of rambling about, hey, where I'm at, what I got going, what we did here today, what is gonna happen in the future. But the future is not gonna come unless I rest up and get ready for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for now, and I sincerely hope, whatever it is, wherever you are, day, night, evening, whatever have you, that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.